Hello and welcome to episode 137 of my Wurm Unlimited tutorial series. This episode will be on using the Genesis spell to remove bad traits from your animals. Sound cool? Well, you better start working on your priest because they can do some awesome stuff, especially when it comes to the spells. But before I continue, say hello, Rainstorm.
Hi everyone, Rainstorm here.
Thank you, Rainstorm, for joining me for this episode. So it should be an interesting one. It was over a year ago, wasn't it, that I covered the traits. So this is really a little continuation on from that, as it's all interlinked. So if I first go to this dog, Rainstorm's just down grooming some of the other animals. I want to first though take a look at this dog and talk a little about traits to get your memory back on how they work. So if I bring up my skills window, you'll see down this list we've got nature, and under nature is animal husbandry. That is the skill that you can use if you work on it and get it up. You can see I've got mine now to 7141. And by using animal husbandry you can see whether an animal has good traits or bad traits. Now this is especially important for when you're breeding. So let's say you've got a ranch and you're breeding horses, and let's say that you're playing Wurm Online, so there's lots of other players in the world. Wouldn't it be nice if you had a ranch full of 5-speed horses? Well, this is your way to achieve that. It could be you're on a Wurm Online server and you've been wondering how people have got all these 5-speed nags walking around. Well, it could be that they've got a priest and they've gone about removing all the bad traits as they breed them. So if we look at this dog, if you double left click on your animal, it will show you down here in the text window. It will tell you all of the traits that they've got, and it'll also tell you about the animal itself. So you can see here occasionally this dog will bark and scratch itself behind the ears. She is extremely well nourished because Rainstorm does take good care of her animals. This creature could use some grooming. Well, Rainstorm's doing that to the other dogs down at the lower pen. But here we go, this is what is relevant to us. Here's the traits. It will fight fiercely. That's a good trait. It can carry more than average. That's a good trait. It has very strong leg muscles. That's a good trait. It has a certain spark in its eyes. So that's a good trait. So as you can see here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 different good traits on it, this old dog. And not a single bad trait. So you can see that Rainstorm's been using her priest to get it really good. So let's now, however, go down to the dog pens and take a look at some of these other dogs, because these dogs have got a mixture. Now remember, with your animal husbandry, until you get the skill to 20, you will not be able to view the traits. And at level 20 in animal husbandry, you will only be able to see one trait. As you increase in levels, more traits you will be able to then see more traits. So at 20 you can see one trait. At 21 you'll be able to see 2 traits. At 23, although it's not just a matter of being able to see traits, these are different traits that unlock, they open up to you. So let's try and explain this a bit better. When you get your animal husbandry to 20, let's say level 20, you will then be able to see the trait it will fight fiercely, and that means it's got a higher fighting skill. At level 21, so when you get your skill to 21, you will be able to see the trait it has fleeter movement than normal. That will give it a minor speed boost, so especially useful on a horse or a unicorn. At 22 you will be able to see the trait it's a tough bugger, and what that does, it withstands more damage. Now perhaps I will do an episode on covering all the different traits and listing them all off and telling you all what they do. I don't know, if I get comments asking for that, then I will do that. But for now we're looking at the bad traits. So bear in mind that you may have to get your skill up to 71. Would you agree with that, Rainstorm? 71 is a good number to get to?
For which?
For seeing all of the bad traits?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
I can see all the bad traits. The only thing I can't see at 71 is bred in captivity yet. You have to have 80, I think, to be able to see that one.
Okay, well, don't worry about that, what Rainstorm just said, because if I do an episode on traits, I will cover it completely. So anyway, back to this dog here in front of us. So bear in mind, depending on how high your animal husbandry skill is, it will depend on what traits you will be able to see, whether that is good traits or bad traits. There is the wonderful Wurmpedia, of course, which does give you the trait page. You just type in traits into the search and it will bring up the page with all the traits listed. So if I double click on this old fat dog, you will see here's its traits. It has fleeter movement than normal. It seems overly aggressive. So the first one is a good trait. The second one, it seems overly aggressive, is a bad trait. Then it looks very unmotivated. That's another bad trait. And lastly, it has a certain spark in its eyes. That's a good trait. So what we're saying here is that this dog has 2 good traits and 2 bad traits. Now, if you have a priest, this is where the fun starts. This is where the fun begins. Because now, when you get your priest skill high enough, so you can cast higher level spells, the spell you're looking to unlock is Genesis. And what Genesis will do, it will remove one of these bad traits. So how about we actually give it a go and see. So let's open up my pocket. Remember, if you're a priest, you need to activate your Statue of Foe, which I've done. Then you right click on the animal which you want to remove a bad trait from. So first check that it has a bad trait, because you could be doing an animal where it hasn't got a bad trait and then you're going to have to wait 20 minutes before you can cast again. So we know though that this dog has 2 bad traits. Let's see if we can get rid of one. So we right click, go to spells and then click Genesis, and then watch what happens. You start to cast Genesis on an old fat dog. You rid the old fat dog of an evil spirit. It will now produce healthier offspring. How cool is that? So let's double left click on the dog again. It has fleeter movement than normal. It looks very unmotivated. It has a spark in its eyes. So I just removed the bad trait. It seems overly aggressive. That's now gone. As you can see, it
now bite you when you're emoting it.
Do we have another dog? I want to show that. I forgot all about that. So let's show you why I wanted to remove that. It looks overly aggressive. Let's show you what that trait does, that bad trait. So Rainstorm's going to find us one now with that bad trait. And then
this one here has it.
Alright, thank you, Rainstorm. So now what I'm going to do let's click on it to show you it, to refresh your memory. So it seems overly aggressive. Now with this trait, okay, this bad trait, if you do emotes, good or bad, at this dog, there's a chance it's going to bite us, simply because it has this bad trait. So let's demonstrate this. So if I right click this dog and go to emotes, and let's do let's comfort. Okay, you gently comfort the vulnerable dog. Okay, let's try a nice trait. Oh, no, it's still fine. Let's do another one. Okay.
When I did that, the dog bit me.
Did it?
Yes.
Okay, let's do another one.
Well done.
No?
Maybe I upset it first with an offensive one and then went to a good one and it was just mad at me. I don't know.
Alright, I'm going to slap it then. Oh, I remember that from when Anchor and Roman were doing that Steers episode. We were slapping each other. Anyway, right, let's do another one. Gonna do some bad ones. Curse.
Son of a troll.
Right, and another one.
It's not getting mad at you?
No, can you find another dog? It might be that there's some timer on the animals with that trait that it won't attack again for so many minutes. So could you find another one that we can test this on? I'm going to push it.
Oh, there, got you.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I saw the blood splatter.
Oh, did you? A vulnerable dog looks angry. So after I pushed it, it looks angry and it bit me. And you can see I'm hurting now. Yeah, and you can see a bit of my health went down. So there you go. That's the bad trait. It seems overly aggressive. Although what I want to do really is an episode just on traits to show you all the things like that. And I'll do that again, perhaps on something a bit more dangerous in that episode. Maybe a crocodile if we can tame one. Right, okay, so there we go. That is the Genesis spell that the priest can cast on all your horses, your sheep, your dogs, your cows, your bulls, your bison, any animal that you've got tamed up or got in your zoo, and it has any bad traits, you can use Genesis to remove it. So I'm sure you'll all agree that that is a very cool feature of Wurm, especially of being a priest. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this, my dear Rainstorm?
Nope, just get your priests up. It takes a while.
Oh yeah.
A while.
Let's show. So I've got my priest now to 82 faith, and do not take that lightly. That took a considerable amount of effort.
Almost what, 8-9 months?
Yeah, almost.
Constantly logging in and praying. You have to pray almost like 5 times a day just to get the skills up.
Yeah, at least 8 months real time it will take you to get that high. Now,
but it's so worth it. It's so worth it to get rid of the bad traits off the animal.
Oh, it's easily worth it. But you don't have to get it to 82. So you're wondering, why has that imbecile, the gamester, got his faith to 82? Well, I'll tell you, shall I? Because me and Rainstorm, you'll remember over a year ago, we said that we wanted to demonstrate to you priests linking so we can cast the life tap spell. Because I told you, if you'll remember, that my favourite spell in Wurm, without a shadow of a doubt, is life tap. So I want to show you that. I want to show us linking and casting life tap. And I'm now in the position that we can do that. So in a coming episode, and it will be a good one, we're going to show life tap, linking 2 priests and casting that spell. Would you like to say anything else, Rainstorm?
No, that's it.
Okay, so there we have it. That is using Genesis to remove bad traits. Would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Rainstorm, for joining me in this episode and helping me and filling in the blanks, the gaps. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you all and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.